The Kuwaiti Dinar, short form KWD, has a fascinating history that dates back to the early 20th century. Introduced in 1961 after Kuwait gained independence from Britain, the dinar replaced the Indian rupee as the official currency. Since then, the Central Bank of Kuwait has played a crucial role in managing and regulating the currency's circulations. Hello, friends, welcome back to the channel. Like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to press the bell icon. The Kuwaiti dinar holds a position of prestige in the Middle East due to Kuwait oil wealth and stable economy. As a member of the Gulf Cooperation Council (GCC), Kuwait's currency is highly regarded in the region and is widely accepted for cross-border transactions. The Central Bank of Kuwait, established in 1969, is responsible for issuing and controlling the Kuwaiti dinar. Its primary objective is to maintain the currency's stability and support economic growth through sound monetary policies. Advantages and challenges of the Kuwaiti dinar: stability and credibility. The Kuwaiti dinar's stability and credibility and its greatest asset. Its peg to the US dollar and prudent monetary policies has fostered trust among investors and business alike. Economic trade. The strength of the Kuwaiti dinar contributes to the country's economic prosperity, enabling to its undertake significant infrastructure projects and investment both domestically and internationally. Inflation concerns. Despite its stability, the Kuwaiti dinar's peg to an came also lead to inflation concerns. When the dollar weakens, inflation can impact the purchasing power of citizens and affect the cost of living. The Kuwaiti dinar and international trade. Trading partners. Kuwaiti's strong currency influences its trading relationships with other nations. It affects the cost of imports and exports, influencing the country's balance of trade. Impact on import and exports. A strong Kuwaiti dinar benefits consumers by making imported goods more affordable, but it may be challenge local industries that rely on exports to remain competitive in international markets. In 1961, Kuwait gained independence from the United Kingdom with the end of treaties put in place after the defeat of the Ottoman Empire. Kuwaiti currency law created the Kuwaiti Currency Board, which later became the Central Bank of Kuwait, with the purpose of establishing a Kuwaiti currency. The Central Bank of Kuwait introduced the Kuwaiti dinar as a replacement for the Gulf rupees. Until 1966, both currencies circulated, but the use of rupee ended after its devaluations. As of July 2024, one Kuwaiti dinar is worth about $3.27, making it one of the most valuable currencies in the world. The state of Kuwait has a petroleum product based economy, with 90% of the government revenues coming from the oil industry. The state of Kuwait is a tax free country with one of the lowest unemployment rate in the world. The Kuwaiti dinar, known as KWD, is the official currency of the country of Kuwait, which won on the north and west border Iraq, the Persian Gulf on the east, and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia on the south. Unlike other currencies recognized as the internationalized currency and used in many countries worldwide, the Kuwaiti dinar is only used in Kuwait. The Kuwaiti dinar is the most valuable currency in the world, with 1 KWD equals 3.23 USD as of October 2023, mainly due to the country's economic stability and abundant oil reserves. Kuwait is a major oil supplier in global market. Therefore, a significant proportion of its government's revenue comes from the oil supply. The high oil demands creates a high demand for Kuwait's currency. In addition, the Kuwaiti dinar is also quite stable and a great diversifier for currency portfolios. Kuwaiti dinar is the official currency of Kuwait and is recognized as one of the world's most valuable currencies, primarily due to high oil revenues and economic stability. Kuwait gained independence from British rule in 1961, leading to the introduction of the Kuwaiti dinar as the country's official currency, replacing the Gulf rupees. Kuwait has issued several series of banknotes and coins since 1961, featuring cultural symbols, landmarks, and historical figures reflecting the nation's heritage and identity. The country's status significantly influences Kuwait's economic stability and the value of its dinar as the major global oil supplier. The high demand for Kuwaiti dinar stems from the nation's substantial oil reserves and the consistent revenue from oil exports. The latest Kuwaiti dinar issues, 6th series, incorporates cutting-edge security features, making it highly secure against counterfeiting, including color changing, threads, watermarks, and raised inks for the visually impaired. Kuwait is not the only country that uses the dinar as currency. It is used in other countries in the Middle East like Jordan, Algeria, and Bahrain, among a few others. Between 1959 and 1966, the British protectorates of the Arabian Peninsula around the Persian Gulf recognized the Gulf rupees as the official currency. These protectorates comprises modern-day Bahrain, Oman, Qatar, the United Arab Emirates, and Kuwait. After the fall of the Ottoman Empire, Kuwait became a British protectorate. The Indian rupee was introduced as the currency, followed by the Gulf rupee, which was pegged to the Indian rupee and later to the British pound. In 1961, Kuwait gained independence from Great Britain, so the Kuwaiti currency board creates the Kuwaiti dinar to become the new unit of money for the country. The dinar and rupee were used simultaneously until India devalued the Gulf rupee, which diminished its use in the Persian Gulf. Iraq invaded and occupied Kuwait for roughly 7 months in 1990, during which the occupation forces stole several Kuwaiti dinar banknotes. They announced the Iraqi dinar as the new official currency at that event. When Kuwait regained its independence from Iraq in 1961, the Kuwaiti dinar also returned. However, a limitation of pegging currency is that the unit is only as strong as the one it is pegged to. Between the late 1970s and the early 1980s, the exchange rate of the British pound dropped significantly. The 20 dinar note features shape places on the front. The back shows a dhow known as AI boom, the most popular traditional dhow, and a design related to pearl diving. Before oil, pearl diving helped Kuwaitis earn an income. The 10 dinar notes front side features the National Assembly building, while the back has a falcon and a camel to represent their desert life. The 5 dinar note has an image of the new central bank building as the symbol of economic stability. Meanwhile, on the back it is depicted of an oil refinery representing their prosperity. The 1 dinar note highlights the Grand Mosque on the front and the island of Failaka on the back. The half dinar note displays the Kuwait Towers on the front, one of the most familiar buildings. The endangered hawkbill, sea turtle, and silver pomfret are on the back, symbolizing marine life. The silver pomfret is the most popular fish. The quarters dinar note exhibits the Liberation Tower on the front side, signifying independence. A traditional wooden door, a plaster carving, and the first ever local coin made up the design of the backside. The central bank prints note values in a larger font and win with unique raised ink on the edge of the surface to aid the visually impaired in society. This sixth issue is the one that is currently utilizing today.